Welcome back to Interstellar Incorporated, the last in the Planet series of videos. Here we're going to talk about the end terminal of all your goods, which is the market. Market simulates an open global market where you have demand for certain goods, which is reflected in the availability of supply and the price of those, and also by the level of sophistication of the civilization, from very basic to the most sophisticated. As you increase the level of sophistication of your civilization, you get extra benefits like faster research rates and higher prices, larger commodity market sizes, and so forth. It's rather complex, but the idea is it's supposed to simulate a realistic market, which I think is a unique feature of this game. So how do we get going on this? We've got a very basic level 1 civilization. We need to get that moving up to level 2, and the way we do that is by supplying goods that it needs at that particular level. At level 1, all it needs is one type of meat and one type of basic infrastructure, furniture, heating, cooling, or building materials. The way we do that is by selling our goods into the global market. The way this works is that you can see here on my port view down here I have 100 units of beef. I'm going to sell that into the market, and because there's absolutely a dire shortage, there's the absolute maximum price for that meat available. So if I do that, I cash in some money, and my inventory is gone, and that inventory is going to the global market, which has resulted also in the price falling down to the lowest, since there's now a glut of beef on the market. We do the same for building materials, and you can see there now there is showing us no shortage of any goods. So since these have now grayed out and these are actually in supply, and off we go. Let's unpause the game, and then those will then start being consumed, and we should start to see our civilization index rise. This is our little marker here to indicate that that is ongoing. So we skip forward in time. Now we see that our markers are approaching the next barrier, and then suddenly we see a second tier of goods appearing. What these are is the next stage that you need to supply in order to get your civilization up to yet the next level. And in this case we have a different set of foods, and we have a different set of finished goods in order to make this happen. So let's just give it another minute or so to get into that threshold. So what I need to do to get to the level 2, as you can see, all we're doing here with these with the beef and the building materials is that we're just basically keeping that at level 1. In order to get to level 2, we need to actually supply one each of food and commodities here. And what I'll do here is I've got some clothing, just happen to have some there, and I'm just going to sell that. And I have some milk, and I actually wasn't completely prepared for this video, and I actually had to make a dairy. I had to farm some cattle, make a dairy in order to make some milk. So anyway, I've made some milk. I've only got 6 units, so it's not a lot, so that will run out pretty quickly. So I'm just going to speed the game up pretty fast to make some milk. Alright, that should be fine. So now let's sell the milk, and we should then have these 2 in supply, and lo and behold, we now have we're into planet index 2, and that's going to rise all the way to 2 as long as we keep our goods in supply. And I'm just going to demonstrate that just by speeding up again quickly. So here we've got our dairy is churning out more milk, quite literally churning it. and sell some more to make sure we don't run out. So you can see this is gradually rising as long as we keep everything in supply. So we've reached the echelon of stage 3 here, and you can see now we have yet another tier of goods that we need to supply in order so that we can actually get into the zone 3. And just happen to have some cheese and some ground cars, can sell those, so those will then be in supply. And there we go, we've got 3 going now. Position of this is not quite right, that will obviously be fixed during development. Make sure we don't run out of milk, so I'm going to sell some more milk. If you run out of any of these goods in the lower tiers, or if you run out of any of these goods, this marker will start to decline. So maintaining a sophisticated civilization requires very adept supply chain management, which is really the main challenge in the game, is to keep everything in supply so that your civilizations can expand. So let's see, I'm going to speed the game up very quickly to demonstrate goods running out, and we should then start to see a drop in the civilization index to show that you're not doing so well in basically keeping your populations fed and amused. So we're about to run out of milk here, because although we've got plenty of milk here, for some reason I was not paying attention, and actually it's gotten so high because we've kept everything in supply for such a long time. It paused that. We're now ready to basically supply goods for tier 4. I actually don't have any of these available, so we're not going to be able to do that, but we actually now have just run out of milk here, so that should then start to drop, and you can see that showing as red, which indicates a shortage. So if we now watch this marker here, this will start to fall. Speeding it up again. Right, so you can see now that that marker's dropped because we're being penalized for not filling in one of these. Alright, so how do we prevent such a nasty occurrence happening? What we can do is, you see that each of these has got a button here. We can set up a micromanagement facility here, anti-micromanagement facility, or to automatically sell milk if it goes above a certain price. So that's assuming, of course, that we have some in supply. So what I can do is I can set that position there. So that should actually engage immediately, since the price is currently 100, which is over 70. So let's do that. And there we have it. So it's basically automatically sold the milk since it went over $70, and it will keep selling that as long as the price goes over that, and that will keep that in supply. So that's basically our markets. And that concludes the series of 3 talks on planets. I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for tuning in. Bye bye.